Alright. Whenever y'all are
Sorry, are you ready?
Whenever y'all are fucked up.
Whenever y'all are effing ready.
I mean, you don't know it's a fruit punch, so.
Ooh, welcome to the first episode of the Smart Bomb Podcast. You are joined by your host, me. I am Patrick of the United States of America, and I am joined here on my...
Well, I'm gonna leave.
The luscious Cesar Mesa.
The luscious Cesar Mesa on my right, and to the left is the...
It's me!
Dubious.
The serendipitous serenade. Let us begin. What's up, y'all motherfuckers?
So,
Oh my god.
I'm a little jealous of y'all right now.
Why?
Because y'all just freaking saw the movie It. Y'all saw the...
We watched it.
Y'all watched
We watched
It.
it. We watched it.
You watched It.
What did we watch?
Have
It.
we watched it,
Of
dude?
course.
No, tell me what it is.
Oh, real quick, let's just not ignore okay, we're doing a podcast and we're gonna try it out and it's gonna be fun. That's all I had to say about that. So we watched it.
Letting y'all know what it's
It was
all about.
good, dude. So we went. It was on a fucking Saturday. So when we went, it was packed. We had to wait in line to just get tickets. I don't know if anyone lives in the city or watches movies only in the city. Maybe there's always lines, but we live in a small town in Texas, so there's never fucking lines when we go on any other day. There's this huge line, and it's nothing but old people and 13-year-old girls.
And I was like, I wonder which group is going in to see our movie. It's definitely not the 80-year-old ladies.
No, it
At
fucking
7
wasn't.
o'clock at night, too. I
Wait,
was like,
what were
why
they
are there so many
watching?
old people out right now?
What were they watching?
Isn't it
Yeah.
bedtime?
I think there was an animated dog movie they might have been watching.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
What do
Or
people
some
watch?
dwarf.
Or American Ass.
American
On
Ass.
on the little digital
Oh,
title
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Everywhere. It doesn't say for American Assassin. It says American Ass.
Are y'all ready to watch some American Ass?
I want me some American Ass.
But yeah, me and Pat live in, and Cesar too.
Mhm.
We all live in such a small town that anytime me and Pat go see movies anyway, that there's literally not even a line.
We usually
to
go on
stand in.
Tuesdays.
And
So
they close the fucking ticket booth, and you have
Not-
to go buy tickets at the counter where you get your candies.
Yeah,
So they don't even leave the ticket.
and in the
booth.
actual movies, there's
Damn.
usually never more than 10 people. Never more.
Nevermore.
And I have really bad social anxiety disorder. I don't like being around a lot of people. I don't like being crowded around a lot of people. I don't
kinda
like
have
people
it, too.
making a lot of fucking noise in my way. And I was like, God damn it.
Dude, the
And this was,
whole movie.
I-
We're not.
we
By the way,
forgot-
we're not gonna say any spoilers. Don't worry.
We forgot to say that it was for my birthday. So the whole time I was like, God damn it. All these
yeah,
fucking
well, whatever,
people.
dude. My birthday this year, we tried to go to Enchanted Rock, and my birthday is always during spring break. So fuck, dude. There were signs.
Yeah.
It's an hour drive, and then there's signs that say Enchanted Rock parking closed, reached max capacity, and even still, we had to keep going to turn around, and on the fucking road is 2 miles of cars
Just
still
waiting.
trying to get in.
They
Holy
just-
shit.
Because they were still letting people in. As soon as one car leaves, one more could go in.
I see.
And
But-
God knows how long we could have been there.
No, we would have been there all day.
We
So-
had
Oh, yeah.
Clark too, right?
Yeah, so I didn't
In
do
the
shit
car.
that birthday. The last year,
Damn.
it was also during spring break. We went to the San Antonio Zoo, and we stayed there for a whole of 25 minutes. Just because
Literally 25
people
minutes.
everywhere. Every fucking
Every
where,
single
dude.
inch of
It's
space.
just packed. Everywhere's packed. You try to look at the lion, and there's just
50 kids.
yeah,
Like,
God,
in
just
front of you.
clumps of people, and
Everyone's got to stand in front of shit and take pictures of everything to send them.
course.
that's the most annoying thing. Normally
They
you could stand on tiptoes normally to look
Mhm.
over people, but nowadays everybody's got their fucking phones out, and you can't see shit past them.
Oh,
Pisses
yeah.
me off so bad. Who gives
You'll
a
never
shit?
guess what we saw at the
Everybody
zoo
and their
today.
mom takes videos and pictures of animals at the zoo, and I have to do it to
Hey,
show my
hey,
friends on Facebook
hey.
that I went to the zoo March of 2016, and you better believe next year when I go, I'm gonna record it all again.
On my GoPro.
Exactly. See, people nowadays, you gotta
Sorry.
keep your Instagram posted. It's just what you gotta do.
Yeah, we don't do Instagram, so.
Oh, man.
I hardly, I get on Facebook and it's
I'm not
only
that
to
kind of
snoop on
person.
people.
I don't
and
like
that's it.
pictures of myself,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be like, everybody look at me today. I'm outside today. Ooh, I found some flowers
Hey,
today.
everybody, look at my ass.
Hey, look, I'm having eggs Benedict Arnold.
I thought you were gonna say I'm having an enema.
There's probably a page for that.
There's probably going in for my enema
While I'm eating eggs Benedict.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is that eggs come with the side of enema? Oh, thanks.
I'll skip the hollandaise and just give me the enema juice.
I will admit, whenever we
I've
went
never had
in
enema.
to see the movie, I was kind of drunk because I had a really good margarita before we went in.
Nice.
From
Yo,
Chili's.
okay, so Serenade, Cesar, you've never had an enema, right? Okay, never mind.
Just kidding. No, I have not.
How's it? What's it like, dude?
An enema?
Yeah.
I've never had an enema.
When you gave birth.
I didn't have one. I went poop like a normal person.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, sorry. Let's change the subject.
Alright, so how's the weather?
Peachy.
PT? Yeah.
Anyway,
Fucking
going
hot 'cause we
going
live in
back
Texas.
to what we were talking about. Jesus.
What were we talking about?
Oh, the movie It. That's our topic
Oh,
for the
well,
moment.
I want to do spoilers. What are we going to talk? So, okay, it was really good.
Yeah, just
It
give
was
me.
good.
Is it mostly like the original?
No.
1999?
No,
No?
no,
Oh.
It's not too different, though.
Okay.
But it's not like the same movie.
no. It's
Nice.
it's
got it.
wildly different. I just
no,
watched.
come on.
I just watched the. old
Alright,
one.
well, maybe. It's been a while. I didn't pay
There,
attention
there
last time I
are
watched it.
similarities between the movies,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that this movie, the new movie, stayed a lot truer to the book than
That's what I heard.
the original.
It's more entertaining. Like, I think the old It really holds up well. It's still really good. But,
Yeah.
the new one's definitely super
It's
good.
got better acting and it's got like a better aesthetic
Oh,
for the
yeah.
time that we live in.
My one
Oh, yeah.
problem.
I'm sure that the one from 1995
Was amazing
is
at that
yeah,
time.
was great at that time, but now that
Fuck
we live
yeah, that's
now that we live in an age where like gore and just like the shock value of horror is
That's-
like so pronounced.
that's why so
It's
many
gotta take a
people
lot
are
to
afraid
scare
of
people
clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Is because of the original It.
Yeah, it's because like they're literally.
And also Jack. What's
Most-
his name? Jack Gacy or whatever. John
Yeah.
Gacy. Also him. Those two
Yes.
things are the reason people.
So
are
most
afraid of clowns.
directors are like, for as far as gore goes, like they're literally probably researching like car accidents, murder scenes, like making it look as real as
Are
possible.
we talking about torture porn?
No.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it's called. Like the Saw movies. That's what you call that. It's
Yeah,
torture
no,
porn.
but I'm
That's
talking
what- that's
about
what my
in
dad
general.
calls it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've heard other people say it too.
Yeah.
And
No, but
it's-
in general,
it
they're
fits.
talking-
That's what I think it is.
Yeah. In general, though, I'm just saying, like I said, to get things as realistic as possible, they'll be, researching that kind of shit on the dark web, watching cases. That way, if like,
You would have to go on the dark web, yeah.
because
Well,
like,
most, for some things.
like you said, Saw is definitely a perfect example. Is like they have to see some
Gross.
stuff to think of some of that nasty ass shit.
I don't
yeah.
watch any of that kind of movies.
I don't particularly enjoy watching the Saw movies, except for the first one.
Yeah,
that
the first
one's
one's
so
good. It's
That-
actually a
that
movie.
was like a, the first scary movie. Well, one of the first scary movies that I had ever watched with my parents, and my dad was super into it, and I was like, why does my dad?
I
like
didn't
this
see it
movie
till
so
I was
much?
like 20.
But whenever I had watched it, I was like, oh, I get it now. It's like, a puzzle in your own head that you have to solve, and that's why my dad likes it. And it's also,
Yeah.
it's not like toward the end of the
Your family
franchise.
just loves horror movies, though.
They do like
you have, since you moved in with me, we now have all the Freddy collection.
that's true.
Nightmare on Elm Street, I mean,
Every single one.
and like half the
don't even,
Jason collection.
If anyone would like to know, don't waste your fucking time on any of the other ones except for the first three because they all turn to trash. Because I
Oh,
watched
Freddy?
them enough. Yeah.
I mean,
Every time we move, we
you
don't
gotta
have
give it-
internet, so I wind up watching all of them in sequence and just like binge watching them all. And Pat's like, "You're watching this shit again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Like, what else am I gonna fucking watch?"
at least they try to have a story, though.
Yeah.
They're all shit, though.
Oh,
don't
man,
like-
there can be even more shit. Don't even
like
get me
horror
started.
movies, to be honest,
Don't get me started
just because they're so bad.
on the human centipede.
No.
Don't.
No.
Don't.
I won't get you started.
My friend, I watched the first one and
Don't
I
get
was
him
like,
started.
what is the deal with this? Like, I watched it and I was like, why? Why do people watch this shit?
Poor K.
Okay. It's like the same people that watch, what's that? Piranhas
Yeah.
or Shark Tornado. It's because Tara Reid's in
Sharknado.
it. That's the only reason people watch it. Tara
I
Reid's
think-
and all that.
No, I think with Sharknado, people
Just kidding. Don't watch this if you're anyone. Why for Sharknado?
people watch Sharknado just because of how ridiculous it is, and like it knows how ridiculous it is,
Mm.
and they just playing on that. So
Yeah,
they're not trying to be scary.
They're not trying to be anything other than what they are.
No.
True. What's that one movie that absolutely terrible?
Like, what did
movie
they
with
call? Let me look up. They call.
Tommy Wiseau.
I've never
directed?
heard
The
of that.
Room.
The Room. Yeah.
Dude, did you see James Franco's doing a parody of it? Yes.
disaster.
I want to watch that.
What a disaster.
I did not hit her. I did not. I did not. Oh hi, Tommy.
Oh hey.
Oh hi, Mark. Whatever.
Yeah, it's
Oh
Mark.
hi
Mark.
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 You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Oh hi Mark.
Anytime
Oh hey.
I'm in a stressful situation, I'm just gonna be like, oh hi, Mark.
I did not.
Yabba dabba don't.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So let me just fucking read you off the names of all these Sharknado movies.
Alright. Oh,
hang on.
shit.
Exclusive midnight show. Okay. Sharknado. Sharknado 2, the second one. Sharknado 3. Oh hell no. Oh fuck.
I guess the
Fuck
oh
up,
hell
come on,
no has some black people in it.
phone. Yeah. Oh hell no.
And then that's how the movie ends. You see-
Sharknado, the Fourth Awakens. What does that mean?
Do you remember when we watched Sharknado and that kid got eaten in the sprinkler?
No. You are mistaken, Serenade. That was Ghost Shark.
That was Ghost Shark.
Ghost Shark.
This kid-
It popped up anywhere there's water. This kid, well, you tell it.
Okay. The beginning of the movie, we're just sitting there like, God, what is this? Goddamn.
Just,
What is
yeah,
this?
just get to the part.
This
that-
kid's just going down a fucking slip and slide, and the slip and slide's got little jet streams coming up over
and it's
the
a
side.
shark slip and slide. It's got the arch with. It's made of a shark.
And
Oh.
a
So
fucking
you know.
CGI see-through shark pops up, like right at the end, and the kid just goes whoop,
Into
like-
his mouth, and he's
like
gone.
Pac-Man, like on Pac-Man when he eats a ghost.
So anywhere there's water, it could be the kitchen sink. The shark can pop up. It doesn't have to be in the water
It's
either.
fucking raining.
It's just
out,
there.
so
It's,
it's raining. Sharks.
yeah,
everywhere.
dude.
You sneeze, your little spittle gets
Sharknado
on you.
5 Global Swarming.
Oh my god.
That's coming out this year. It's not out yet, y'all.
And then there's
Go
Piranhas,
check
Mega
that.
Piranhas. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They've made so many of those movies right now.
The Bay was really good.
The Bay?
Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
It's about these like, what are they called? Cephalopods? Maybe that's wrong.
Cephalopods.
Cephalopods. They're
Cephalopods.
these like ancient crustacean type creatures,
Which
which are real,
They're
Yeah.
real.
but they're not really like in the movie. They're flesh eating, and they like don't they change forms and grow bigger and stuff? Or am I
Well,
making that up.
You're not really making it up. I think you're.
We don't have to
exaggerating.
tell the whole movie. But
Well, like, what happens is these cephalopods, which are real, they live in the ocean. They're like giant cockroaches that live in the bottom of the ocean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they've been eating the runoff from a chicken waste factory that's been feeding their chickens like GMOs and like all sorts of
yeah, it's like kind of a
enhanced-
small town sort of.
enhanced malt or whatever to like get their chickens more bulky, and so they start like
Getting big as well.
getting big and craving like meat, like actual meat, and they start hiding in fish, like inside of fish that are being fished, and all these like nasty chemicals in the water are making the water like the water touches you and you get like an infection on your skin, and these
Ooh,
cephalopods
it's really gross.
grow out of your skin.
Yeah, it's a gross
Oh.
movie.
It's really nasty.
But it's actually scary. That's one thing I'll say. I don't like horror movies just because they're all so shitty most of the time.
Yeah.
But that is one movie that did scare me.
Also, Annabelle. That.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, okay, like when
But
I
it scared him?
There was one part that scared him, and I like couldn't believe that it
so
scared
no,
him.
oh, here's the thing. The Conjuring came out, and I fucking love that movie. That's one of my favorite horror movies. Even though it's not that scary, it's just believable. It's a good story. So like the same guy made Annabelle
Yeah.
after that, and I was down with it. I was like, I'm gonna like this, so I'm gonna like, I want myself to be scared. So I was like in that mindset where I wanted to get into it, cause that's like I think that's the difference between me and you. I kind of like immerse myself in things, and you don't really.
Well, it's not that I don't. It's
So when
just
somebody
I
dies in a
actually enjoy
movie,
it.
I'm
You're
like,
just
ugh,
like,
gross, and you're over there like, it's just a movie. Come on, it's not real.
Well, that's what keeps me from being like grossed out and like scared. That's what keeps me from being scared.
That's true, but then why are you watching those kind of movies? If you
Well-
don't want that.
Well, I don't want to be scared after the movie because then I get into that weird mode where I can't go to the bathroom by myself.
I don't know. To me, that's the appeal for me. I kind of
Yeah.
like that. That's
No,
why
I mean,
like
you do
horror
have to
games.
like, you kind of like have to believe to, especially like ghost
You
hunters
have
and
to
all that shit.
believe.
The only
Well-
way to really get scared on any sort of like adventure is really kind of like keep an open mind, because if you keep a closed mind, then it's all like, well, then obviously nothing
Well, it's
will
not.
be that
It's
way.
not like how Pat says where I don't get into it because I do get into it while
Well,
I'm
yeah,
watching
maybe
it. But
exaggerate.
the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just
it's not-
talking about when I get grossed out, and then you make fun of me.
It's because when you get grossed out, it's stuff that I don't think is gross. Like,
It is gross stuff. It's like the gory shit.
no.
It's gross. Oh, I'm sorry that you've like watched horror movies your whole life, and it's not that weird to you.
There are like worse things that I think that I would be more grossed out to. Like if someone's got like, okay, Pat gets freaked out whenever someone's got their neck cut. Like right now, he's squirming.
Or if they
Or they
cut
pierce
their
their-
wrists.
Yeah, or they cut their wrists.
Or they pierce their cheek with a fish hook.
That's my biggest phobia, I guess, is just the human body and how frail it is. Like when I think of what's on the inside, you have all these veins all over, and if you get a cut in the wrong spot, it could be like a major artery, and you're just dead. So it freaks me the fuck out, especially thighs, because thighs have that big fucking artery, and it's like right towards the top. I don't know.
It's like
I don't
right
know.
under your skin.
It's yeah. So like I'm like squirming just talking about it.
Yeah, anytime I want to mess with him a lot, I just grab his wrist and like
and
squeeze
people
his
shooting up
veins.
needles. People shooting up needles. Both
Oh
of
yeah,
us hate that.
Yeah, I can't watch anybody like anyone giving blood. If I have to get a shot or like give blood, I can't look at
Yeah.
it or else I'll get like all squirmy.
I don't think I could do what you do, Cesar,
What?
as an EMS. or
Oh
EMT.
yeah, it's a whole nother ball game. I mean, it's not too different, like playing video games or watching TV and watching shit. But whenever you
Really?
see but when you see a real person though,
I can see it.
then you start getting in your head like, this is a person. This isn't a
This is
a dummy.
human
This isn't.
body.
Yeah. But at the same time, it still looks the same-ish, and so you're like,
I guess.
well, it's not too bad. But they were alive at one point.
Okay, how long did it take for you to get used to it?
Like a week or two.
That's it. Well, how often
I don't
do
think
you
you're
see?
like totally used to it.
How often do you see
Not
that?
totally.
I'm sure
no.
you think about it. You know, I think what Pat means is like desensitized, not
Yeah.
used to it. But I
Oh.
don't think
That's
you'd
like-
be
yeah,
ever
that's what I mean.
desensitized.
Like you never be fully used to it. No, you'll still be surprised
How,
and be like,
how many
"Shit."
bodies did you see in 1 week?
In 1 week, whenever I was in clinicals, dude. I was in ER. I was like doing stuff at the ER, and I was
you
also
had to
on
work at a
ambulance.
hospital.
Yeah, for
Oh.
clinicals, like learning shit. And dude, it was like every freaking. Sometimes, some days would be like I'd see someone dead, 2-3 hours at apart.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
No
those are in the
wonder-
bigger cities.
No
though.
wonder doctors get so like desensitized to that.
There's a
they
lot
just-
of dark
You
humor.
hear those stories about how they don't really try as hard as they could to save people just because they're already dead bodies to them, basically.
Mhm.
Because it happens.
Yeah, I mean, after so long, you'll realize that someone's dead and not coming back, sorta.
Yeah, but what I mean is just like they don't seem to care so much. Like they take advantage of people.
Oh yeah, and people are like, how can they think that way? It's like, no, it's just you get past a certain point. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you don't want to get too far into it because then you'll
Yeah.
just feel like
I guess also part of
demoralized.
my thing is I don't like the way America's run with
Healthcare.
capitalism.
Okay.
In general, how being a doctor is like a profession where you're trying to make a lot of money. Because that's all through school. Anybody who's like, I want to be a doctor so I can be rich. That's all anyone says when they want to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the mentality here, and I hate that. That's part of why I think kind of like poorly of doctors.
Yeah. Well, all in all, medics are like as far as EMTs and paramedics, we don't get.
Y'all are great, dude.
Yeah, we don't get paid not nearly as much as them.
Y'all
but-
came out when Clark. I don't think we mentioned this on our show.
Mm.
By the way, if you're just watching this podcast and you haven't seen our show, we play games together and we talk about shit. But anyway, Yeah, there was one night where his arm just like the loudest pop. Like I thought he like smacked his face really hard on something. So I whipped around, and he just like popped his arm out of socket or something. Cause babies do that too. They're just like little people. And we were freaking out. Like, what do we fucking do? What do we fucking do? We gotta take him to the hospital. And I texted you, and you were like, dude, just call out the EMTs out here. They'll come out, no charge or anything.
Yeah, they just we'll check them out. The only charge will happen is if they do any sort of procedure on him or take him. Yeah.
And I guess I was looking up how to pop babies' arms back in. And I what we think happened is like immediately it went back into socket. It just hurt really bad because it never went back in. So it must have done it immediately. And they came out here and he was fine. They checked him out. Nothing was wrong.
Yeah, and like, especially for me as a mom, knowing that no one has ever told me that you can literally call EMS out to your location just to be checked out. Because there have been so many times, just growing up with younger siblings too. It's like there were so many times when we could have saved ourselves a fucking hospital visit.
Probably.
When my brother was about Clark's age, like almost one, he fell off of a chair and like busted his head open, like it split his eyebrow open, and so. Of course, we went to the hospital, and we had to keep him awake because we didn't know if he would have a concussion or something like that, or if he would fall asleep and he wouldn't wake up, and we were terrified. He was just bleeding out of his head, and we were waiting in the emergency room for like 6.5 hours.
Jesus.
Literally 6.5 hours we were waiting. And then whenever we went back there, all they did was like put some glue on his face. And
Really?
they just glued his eyebrow back together, and then they're like, here's $800.
Or $800 bill.
Yeah. And
Yeah, because just going in the emergency room is like $300.
I bet if my stepmom would have known that, there have been so many times we could have just called the EMS out.
Oh, by the way, y'all, I looked up. It's not. They will not do it for free everywhere.
Yeah, not everywhere,
game.
just some places.
But
You
we
have
live
to
in a really small town, so it's kind of, I don't know, people around here are more friendly to each other.
Yeah, like neighborly, I guess.
Yeah, more neighborly. That's
Yeah. Because, to be honest, a lot of the calls I do go on here, like I said, out in this town, I don't see a lot of stuff. Like in big cities, for sure. So they'll probably charge for wasting their time, But in this small town, we get calls for old people that need help just getting up. It's called a lift assist. And so, we're not going to charge them. We're just helping them up. And it's like they don't live with anyone else, so who are they going to call that's going to come out there? They're just going to be waiting for hours.
I think probably the reason they didn't charge us is because Clark is an infant.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It all depends. Like I said, if you do it free, if you call out frequently, they'll probably start to say, "Hey, this is this is a real service."
Yeah.
No, I felt so bad after that happened to him, though.
Yeah.
He couldn't, like, crawl for, like, a week.
Yeah, God, that was so sad. He just had his one little limp arm. And he learned, after that, he learned really good how to swivel around on his butt. He was, like, quick at that. But,
No, like, the day after it happened, he was acting fine, and he was, like, he wanted me to put him down, and so I put him down on the floor, and he tried to crawl away, and his little arm went all limp, and he, like, slammed his face into the floor.
yeah, his arm shot out super quick, and his face just real hard smacked on the
Ouch.
kitchen floor, which is linoleum, so yeah, it hurt. Poor
No,
guy.
it scared me when it happened. All I did was pick him up, like, I just was shifting his body on my aunt, like picking him up like I always do, and it just popped out of place, and it scared the shit out of me.
Freaked
I
us
thought I
out.
broke his arm. He started screaming immediately, and I was like,
he's
"Oh
never
my god,
screamed
we
that
cannot
hard."
afford to go to the hospital. Like, how are we gonna put him in his car seat and not hurt him? How are we gonna like take him to the hospital and sit forever? Because I've had to do that so many times growing up. I've never been hurt personally, but all my siblings, like, some shit has gone wrong with them, and they're all hurt, and we sit in the hospital for hours and hours and hours. And then when we get there, and the doctor finally is like, alright, this is what's wrong, here we go. Deacon dislocated his arm when he was little, and we went to the hospital, and we waited for 5 hours.
Damn.
Jeez.
And then whenever the doctor looked at him, he just went like this, like, boop, to his wrist, and it popped his arm back in place.
Yeah, I was looking up videos how to do that.
And then he was like, here you
That's
go,
how it is, that's all
$500
it
bill.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why everything costs so much. It sucks being
That's what I told
a
you.
young parent
They expect you to have insurance.
and me not working. And whenever we did have insurance, they kicked us off our insurance for no reason.
So stupid.
And so we can't afford jack shit. And it's really hard and don't understand why everything has to be so expensive. I mean, I know you have to pay the doctor for the time and the
Whatever
you know,
little procedure they know.
the procedure and whatever fucking else they want to charge you for. But even after Clark was born, it was like ridiculously expensive. All my doctor did was catch him. Like that's I did all the work. I can pay for my epidural because like another doctor did that, not my doctor. So I
Yeah.
can pay them. But literally, she didn't even catch him. He just like slid out.
Yeah, he popped out kind of at an angle.
And then she like grabbed him, and that's all she did. Like she wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, she has to throw him on.
The only thing
immediately
I reason-
for that skin contact.
yeah. The only reason, whatchamacallit, that she is there though is if something did go wrong. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, which it did.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
really?
it did.
You would have
yeah.
bled out. You
Oh,
need
dang.
stitches immediately.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Sorry,
Clark
all
was
young
a,
viewers.
Clark was a fat baby.
He's just fat.
He came out almost 9 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah, this
Whew.
baby.
It could have been worse.
It could've been worse.
What was your friend's baby when he was born?
Like 10 pounds, 8 ounces.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I think the world record, luckily, poor woman, was an 18-pound baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I read about
I
it.
can't even imagine that.
Oh my god.
What? Didn't she get a C-section though still?
No.
No. I don't think so.
I don't know. I think I looked that up and it was like not what it seemed.
Alrighty.
Maybe it was fake. That might have been it. I don't know. I don't remember.
No, people give birth to like really big babies, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's, for normal, it's on average it's 7 to 10 pounds.
That is
normal.
one thing. Going back to horror, that is one thing that I will not watch in a scary movie is something bad happening to a baby.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Anything like,
What's that?
oh no, even if a baby is in peril and not gonna be hurt, I'm like, like no.
It's too much stress. I don't know.
In the what? No.
Which I just like secretly typed out on the computer screen, like talking to Serenade. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? That movie.
No.
Just mention
Oh,
it.
it's Human Centipede 2.
Oh, is it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, this lady has a baby in her car, and my friend told me about this, and after he told me about what happened in this movie, because I was going to watch Human Centipede 2, because I was like, what crazy shit can they think of in this fucking movie? After he told me what happened in the movie, I was like, I'm not fucking watching that, at all, ever.
Alright, what happened?
This lady was, like, trapped by the Human Centipede guy, who was, like, trying to reenact the original movie, because he's all fucked up in the head, and she's pregnant, and then she winds up escaping. I didn't watch the movie, I don't know exactly what happens. If I'm wrong, go fuck yourself. I didn't watch it.
Damn.
But she has her baby in the car, and she's so scared to get out of there. The baby rolls underneath the gas pedal, and she just like crushes its head trying to get out of there, trying to like push the gas.
Fucked up.
And I was like, why would someone put that in a movie? Like,
Yeah.
what warped person
Just
is
for
like,
the
man, I can't
shock
wait to
factor,
watch
I
this
guess.
fucking movie. Like, and I don't know, it's like more and more horror genres now are like,
Pushing
let's put a
the
baby in
envelope.
peril. Even if the baby doesn't get hurt in the movie, if the baby is crying, I'm like, well, gotta pause this fucking movie and never watch it again because I can't handle that.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go run in the bathroom real quick.
I don't know. I mean, all in all, I can say, yeah, it's real fucked up in movies, but I don't know. There's just so much more dark in the world that I start to say is like, if at least people aren't pushing the envelope and making it like for actual snuff films, or at least not in public, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's shit that you can find, which I hope I never find it, but it's whatever.
No, like, one thing that killed me after Clark was born, even before Clark was born, I couldn't watch anything like that
Mhm.
ever. Like, I saw this video, someone posted this video to my timeline on Facebook right after Clark was born, and it was of this woman who was like slapping the shit out of this newborn baby just as many times as she could and like punching it. And it was one of my friends that posted it onto my timeline. And they're like, hey, check this shit out. I know you just had a kid. And I was like, why would I want to watch that? It's like the whole world is like, hey, instead of doing something and ignoring this kind of shit, like, let's send it around. Like, look how fucked up this is.
Yeah.
Isn't this fucked up? And it's like, I don't want to see that. Why would I want to see that? I just had a kid. And you can ask Pat, like, it made me cry for hours. That's all I would think about for, like, a month. is that poor little baby. And like even now, I'll think about like, I don't know, like I'll just think about like all these floods, earthquakes, and all this shit, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even imagine all the kids that are getting hurt, and like, it really messes with me. Even before Clark was born, it would mess with me. And I know it's really depressing to talk about, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna switch up.
Oh, I mean, it's interesting subjects for sure. I mean, yeah, with all these floods and such, hopefully the kids and such have good parents enough to keep them out of danger first, you know what I mean? Enough to, like, always put them priority over themselves. And I think that's a good thing. But for all the kids that don't, you know, we'll just have to say, you know, hopefully whatever happened, they make it, and if they didn't, you know, I don't know. Not think about it until you actually see it for yourself, you know?
Yeah, like, that's one of the hard parts for me is, like, trying not to think about stuff like that. Especially now as a parent. It's just, like, I can't even imagine how other parents feel whenever they lose a kid. But, I don't know, I'll sit and I get, like, really depressed about it. And I'm like, oh my god, this isn't even, you know, it's not even affecting me as a person. It's just something that I think about frequently. And it's like, why is this messing me up? Why am I thinking about this?
Oh, yeah. I have no idea. No
But like I was saying, I refuse to watch any movie like that, so I don't watch every horror movie. I don't even really like the nasty horror movies. I like all the old stuff, like one of my favorite movies from when I was younger that I just recently borrowed from my parents is Silver Bullet. And it's an 80s movie about a werewolf. And it's like my favorite movie ever, just because it's not gross. It's just classic 80s horror.
Yeah.
And it's the best. Like, I love that nostalgic, scary, silly kind of thing.
Oh, that was the worst pee I've had all year.
You just go in there for a while.
Speaking
Just like,
Speaking of urinate,
it just-
gotta go.
It just like really hurt and it was really long.
I didn't hurt. It always feels great to pee.
I just had a lot of pee. Like I really had to go. It was so much that it was all trying to come out at once, I guess.
You were like, I want to get out of here first.
Well, it's weird though when you have that much pee in your bladder.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out so slow. So just like I'm sitting over there with my face is like this, just wincing because it hurts so bad. Yeah, and even when you get like half of it out, it's still coming out so slow.
Yeah.
I've learned how to do this thing though, where like it looks like I'm doing this belly roll, and it just squeezes my bladder. So every time I do it, it just like comes out faster. Speed up the process a little bit.
Yeah, okay. I never had any urination issues unless whatchamacallit, right after sex, and you're just all like,
Oh yeah,
damn it,
you get
can't come out.
or you get like the split streams.
Yeah. It's like, shit, I just bought these shoes.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like you pee on your leg, it fucking sucks.
Oh, man.
Just like damn it, because you can't stop or like not fast enough.
Yeah. Oh boy. So, dude,
What's up, man?
we talked about this in another episode, but I want to talk about it again.
Yeah, what's up?
I want to have my Xbox One X ready that I just won from Taco Bell sponsor. Just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, and you know what? We didn't even finish our thought. We'll have to finish it on the episode too. But let's say it here too. So like, it's such bullshit how they did this. So
Yeah.
you won it instantly. Like you
Yeah.
typed in the code, you instantly won.
Easy.
They know you're a winner. They know you're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get it till December.
Mm-hmm.
It's September. Or when did you win it?
All right, so I won it about a week ago, and I read the whenever they're gonna send it. They said they were gonna wait till the contest concludes, which is October 4th, and they're not gonna ship it until, or it's probably not gonna arrive for another 4 weeks after the conclusion.
Well, actually, I wonder. I don't even think it's out yet. Maybe that's
4 to
why.
6 weeks. Yeah, dude. I'll be one of the first people to have it. I think I'm gonna have it before its release date.
Before it.
Yeah.
So let me look this up. I'm not fucking fun. I'm so jealous though, dude. You gotta bring it over here.
For sure, bring it
Because
over.
I bought, when they first came out, the 4K TVs,
Mhm.
this motherfucker at Walmart, like, talked me straight into it. It was $1,000 for a 50-inch 4K TV.
I didn't help at all.
Yeah, you were like, just do it. It was literally, like, I was like, I have just enough money. This is great. I'm gonna move all this money from my fucking savings. I don't need it there. I want this TV. So I've got just enough money if I include my credit card. And I forgot about tax. So it was like $160 tax. So it was like $1,160
Yeah.
TV. Yeah, so like my fucking credit card ended up like I couldn't go enough to pay for it.
Really?
So I was like, "Fuck, dude! I got a little bit left of my savings." So I did all my savings on this fucking TV. And I had this little tiny. Look this car up if you want. I don't give a shit. It was a Ford Escort 2001, little fucking coupe, 2-door car, tiny as shit. This TV would not fit in it. Even after I bought it, I was like, no fucking way.
It didn't fit in the trunk.
So it didn't fit, well, obviously. And it wouldn't
Or the
fit. It
back
wouldn't fit
seat.
straight in the back seat. So what we had to do was put it like sideways behind me into the passenger seat. Serenade had to sit under it with the car kind of open a little bit.
Holy
She
shit!
had the
No,
whole-
no. It was
I mean the door.
window.
The door.
window. The
Was it
window
the
was
window?
open,
I think it
and
was
like
the door.
tip of the TV was hanging out of the window.
Yeah,
And
we
my
had to take it
seat-
out of the box.
And my seat was all the way forward, up against the
Did
dashboard,
we take it
and
out?
I had to lean on the fucking dashboard.
It was
with
yeah.
No
I
seatbelt
felt
on.
bad for her. It was a half-hour drive back home.
Little car problems.
Yeah, I kind of miss it though, cause like one time we went to this museum in Dallas, and it was just like the only days off we
Balls
had.
to the wall parking.
The only days off we had when we lived in Dallas were weekend days, so anytime we went anywhere it was packed. And we went downtown Dallas, just everywhere, just packed as shit. And then at this corner junction of parking spots, so there's 2 cars parked here. There's this little tiny gap in the middle, and it's like a parking spot for like a smart car almost. And my little fucking car was just tiny enough to fit in there. I was so happy. I was like, yes! Anybody else that didn't have like a smart car would not be able to fit in there. Or a Fiat.
You would have had to climb out
Yeah.
of your goddamn trunk.
Oh my god,
It was
yeah.
so tight.
So shit.
That's
I miss
city
going to
parking.
museums. You ever go to
For
museums,
sure.
Cesar?
Not really, to be honest.
They're nice. They're cool.
Yeah, if you want to learn specifically of what they're museuming about, I guess. But I don't know. Most museums don't catch my interest really.
Really.
Except
I love.
We don't like modern.
Go ahead.
What do you call that art style that we hate?
Modern art.
I don't know if it's technically modern. We don't like that fucking art style where it's just like, here's a blank canvas and I put a circle on it.
yeah, that's straight up shit.
Or just like,
talent.
here's a blank canvas and I did some spots.
One time, me and Pat went into an art gallery, and there was a desk with a book on it, and it was like, "Do not touch the artwork."
Yeah, that too.
And we were
I
like so
hate that
confused.
shit.
What?
So fucking stupid. It was a desk with a book on it. That was it.
Wow.
So fucking dumb. I hate
1
I
million
hate that
troops.
shit. Like, that's not art to me. To me, art is stuff you find from the Renaissance era. Just like this beautiful fucking
Masterpiece took
canvas paintings.
months.
Yeah, or
to do.
sculptures. I don't
Yeah.
like sculptures as much. But the paintings, goddamn, dude.
Yeah.
So talented.
Yeah, no, I don't get that abstract. And I did go to one art museum
Not
one
all
time,
abstract.
and like,
I'm,
and I was like this, like I asked about this one piece. It looked kind of cool, you know. It had like some hues thrown on top, and then it had like sort of a horizon with like some sort of like blob figure. And I asked the person like, "Hey, it's pretty good, but what was the mentality of this artist?" And then they were telling me like, "Is like, oh well, she's trying to convey some yada yada aspect of yada yada." And she was also high on lithium and acid at the time. And so she was able to express her fullness and her imagination onto this painting. I'm all like, okay, oh, I like the colors. Do they have how much is it worth? And she was all like, I think it auctioned off for a good like $75,000.
Well,
I'm like,
you gotta cover the lithium. That's $1,000.
yeah, that's at least.
I went to a contemporary.
Evicted from her apartment for doing the lithium.
I think the word that we're looking for is contemporary art, because I went to
Maybe.
a contemporary
I
art
think,
show
yeah, maybe.
with your brother's girlfriend Cassandra for her art show, 'cause she's in art school.
Oh.
And whenever I went to one of those, it's the first time I'd ever been to an art museum before we went to the one in Austin, and it was all pieces that students had done, and I really like interactive art pieces.
Mhm.
There was this sculpture in the middle of this art show with just like porcelain plates all over the floor, and there's like a telescope in the middle, and the point is for you to come and break the plates to look into what is in the telescope to look.
Oh, shit.
And the point of that is to say, like, your curiosity destroys the things around you.
That's not true.
And that's what, it's not always true, but, like, that's what the person was trying to convey. And all I remember
So I
from,
stay at home all every day.
all I remember from that art show is that some guy was trying to be a jackass on all the plates, and he wound up slipping and knocking the telescope over and breaking like the whole thing. He broke the whole
Oh
art
my
piece.
God.
Oh, wow.
And the person
Yeah.
that had the sculpture
Um.
was recording it, so they had that on recording.
Oh no. No, I want to say I really like abstract art. Like so no, it's not abstract art.
Okay.
That's I like to draw abstract art. I can put up a picture of something I did in high school. It's like super abstract. But yeah, that shit's cool. Like MC Escher stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's, like, again, that's talented. I'm talking about...
Well, I know, but you just said abstract, like the whole
genre.
Yeah.
I'm talking about shit that where you're trying to find a message within this stupid piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like this dot represents you yourself. You're alone in the universe, and all the blank
bitch, you're
white
just
canvas
fucking
that I
lazy.
didn't fucking paint on represents just the vast emptiness around us. And
when,
by the way, this piece cost $2,000.
Yeah.
no, there was that art museum that me and you went to, Pat, and it had all this cool shit in it, and then we got to like the modern art, and there was a piece of string glued
Yes!
onto a piece of paper.
Yes, and that was it.
That was it.
That was it. And they do these like metal art where it's just like a fucking squiggly French fry of a metal bar. That shit's dumb too.
Yeah. I talked to Victor actually the other day, and, you know, Victor's an amazing artist.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
Victor's
good.
awesome, dude. Victor, if you're listening, I love you, man.
Yeah, you're awesome, Victor. And he was telling me how he hates that shit too. Like, he said he one time saw a French fry stapled onto a piece of board. And I was like, what the fuck is this? You're literally stapling a French fry onto a fucking board.
That's the thing, dude.
That's like that kid in your class that waits till the last second to do their project.
It's like, oh, fuck, what the
I
fuck?
hate to say this because I sound like a jackass, but like that's so like this generation. Just everybody thinks they're just like creative genius, and nobody wants to do any hard work. They're just like, I'm talented, and they staple a fucking French fry to something, and they throw their scarf around their neck after they finish it. Like,
I will
this
say,
is
awesome.
art.
I will
Just-
say that one of
you
my
just don't get it.
favorite
You're just not
kinds
as
of art
civilized.
that I
Tell them.
love is dog poop art in New York.
Oh,
It's so
yum.
funny. Like, these guys just go around and like put sprinkles on dog poop, and then they photograph it, or like they find like the perfect shaped poop
It
that
is
looks
really
like the Loch
funny.
Ness
Or
monster.
they're like bedazzled the whole thing.
Yeah, and they're
Oh,
like,
God.
hey, it lets people know not to walk on it. People
Yeah.
avoid it. They don't accidentally step in it, and it's fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I spend my day doing that. They'll find like little props from toy stores and like, oh, this poop is perfectly bridged, and they'll put like a toy car underneath it. And I'm like, man, that's genius.
Yeah.
How?
There's this. It kind of reminds me of this one like pictures that they take at like some Magic the Gathering,
The Gathering.
Magic the Gathering place, and like. Anyways, there's this person like, you know, most geeks or big guys will be bent over and you can see there's this entire butt crack.
Yeah,
Right.
they let the Kraken like wide out.
Exactly. There's this one dude who would go right next to their butt cracks and have someone take a picture of them while he's doing this. He's like in a prayer stance right next to their butt crack. So he has
Like
like
a gangster picture, like
no, he's like this, like praying. You know
Oh.
what I mean? So he has like hundreds of pictures of fucking
that's
butt
funny.
cracks. Take a picture next to butt
One of these
cracks.
days you're gonna get like just a nasty fart right in the mouth.
Why is it?
It was hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, here's some.
Why is it that the nastiest people always have to reveal more of their shit, like all of their body?
I guess because they're used to being nasty and they just don't give a fuck anymore. They're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
whatever, I'm nasty. Deal with it.
Anytime I've seen a
More
guy's butt,
likely.
anytime I've seen a guy's butt crack, it's like the nastiest. Crack. I'm like, why couldn't it be like just some normal dude? Like, he's always got ass hair hanging out of his crack. It's like, come on.
Oh no,
I don't
definitely
know. I
what
guess
you
I guess they buy like those extra large pants that just don't really fit
mean. Alright.
or something. I don't know. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, it's been a while. It's been a while. Since I last saw you.
It's been a while.
I know you're trying, but you're not gonna break big on YouTube, Pat, with your singing career. I know you're trying real hard.
That's my ulterior motive.
If gaming doesn't work,
I'm going by the name of Coffee Cup.
Coffee Cup with 2 C's,
No, 2 Ks.
2 K's.
Coffee Cup.
Coffee Cup. Can't make it 3 K's though, then that'd be bad.
Okay, anyway, so this is our first podcast. We just fucking bullshitted and it went on for a little while long. We were trying to shoot for like 30 minutes, but I don't know, when we get talking it just like keeps going. But we don't really have like a set schedule for this, so we'll do future episodes just like here and there, just whenever we can.
Yeah, we'll probably do some other stuff like reviews, maybe make some commentary on stuff. You know,
we want to do different things, but yeah, I don't know when we'll do the next one of this. Maybe in the future we'll have like a set schedule. But this was it, motherfuckers. This is a goddamn podcast. Caesar, high five me.
High five.
Jared, high five me.
Don't hit him in the
yeah.
nuts.
All right,
Oh,
y'all.
okay, there we go.
Teamwork. All right.
Bye.
Y'all want to say anything?
Salutations.
I have been Patrick.
I have been Caesar.
I have been Serenade.
Serenade. That's her real name, by the way.
You've mentioned it. Thanks.
Well, everybody wonders. Like in general, not like on
He'll
YouTube.
take a picture of my ID, but not my real picture. Don't show my picture.
Your picture is ass shit.
I know.
Sorry. You
Just
know.
take a picture of my name and be like, boom.
Oh man. All right.
Alright, see you.